Welcome to the Theoly Podcast. Today is March 11th, 2026, and we are on day 70 of reading through the Bible. Today we start with the Lord giving Moses the boundaries of the new land for the Israelites when they cross into the land of Canaan. So he describes that the southern boundary will begin on the east at the Dead Sea. It will then run south past Scorpion Pass in the direction of Zin. Its southernmost point will be the Kadesh Barnea, from which it will go to Hazar Adar and on to Asman. From Asman, the boundary will turn towards the Brook of Egypt and end at the Mediterranean Sea. The western boundary will be the coastline of the Mediterranean Sea. The northern boundary will begin at the Mediterranean Sea and run east to Mount Hor, then to Lebo Hamath, and on through Zedad and Zephon to Hazar Anan, and this will be your northern boundary. The eastern boundary will start at Hazar Anan and run south to Shepham, then down to Riblah on the east side of Ain. From there, the boundary will run down along the eastern edge of the Sea of Galilee, and then along the Jordan River to the Dead Sea. These are the boundaries of your land. Then Moses told the Israelites that this territory is the homeland you are to divide among yourselves by sacred lot. The Lord has commanded that the land be divided among the 9.5 remaining tribes. The families of the tribes of Reuben, Gad, and half the tribe of Manasseh have already received their grants of land on the east side of the Jordan River. So then the Lord tells Moses, Eleazar the priest and Joshua, son of Nun, are the men designated to divide the grants of land among the people. So enlist one leader from each tribe to help them with that task. These are the leaders and the names of the tribes. Caleb was the leader of the tribe of Judah. Shemuel was the leader of the tribe of Simeon. Eladad was the leader of the tribe of Benjamin. Bucky was the leader of the tribe of Dan. Haniel was the leader of the tribe of Manasseh. Kemuel was the leader of the tribe of Ephraim. Elizaphan was the leader of the tribe of Zebulun. Paltiel was the leader of the tribe of Issachar. Ahihud was the leader of the tribe of Asher. And Padahil was the leader of the tribe of Naphtali. While Israel was camped beside the Jordan on the plains of Moab across from Jericho, the Lord told Moses to command the people of Israel to give the Levites from their property certain towns to live in, along with the surrounding pasture lands. So the towns are going to be for the Levites to live in, and then the surrounding pasture lands will be for their cattle, flocks, and other livestock. So the pasture land assigned to the Levites around those towns will extend for 1,500 feet from the town walls in every direction. Further than that, going 3,000 feet outside the town walls in every direction, with the town at the center, and this other area will serve as the larger pasture land for the towns. 6 of the towns you give the Levites will be cities of refuge, where a person who's accidentally killed someone can flee for safety. In addition, give them 42 other towns. In all, 48 towns with the surrounding pasture lands will be given to the Levites. These towns will come from the property of the people of Israel. So the larger tribes will give more towns and the smaller tribes will give fewer, but each tribe will give property in proportion to the size of its land. Then the Lord talks about cities of refuge. When you cross the Jordan River into the land of Canaan, he says to designate cities of refuge to which the people who have accidentally killed someone can flee for safety. These cities are protection from a dead person's relatives that want to avenge the death. The slayer must not be put to death before being tried by the community. You have to have 6 cities of refuge for yourselves, 3 on the east side of the Jordan River and 3 on the west in the land of Canaan. If someone strikes and kills another person with a piece of iron, it is murder, and the murderer must be executed. Or if someone with a stone in his hand strikes and kills another person, it is murder, and the murderer must be executed. Or if someone strikes and kills another person with a wooden object, it's murder, and they must be put to death. The victim's nearest relative is responsible for putting the murderer to death. So when they meet, the avenger must put the murderer to death. If someone hates another person and pushes him or throws a dangerous object at him and he dies, it is murder. Or if someone hates another person and hits him with a fist and he dies, it is murder. In such cases, the avenger must put the murderer to death when they meet. But suppose someone pushes another person without having shown any previous hostility, or throws something that unintentionally hits another person, or accidentally drops a huge stone on someone, though they were not enemies, and the person dies. If this should happen, the community must follow these regulations, making a judgment between the slayer and avenger, the victim's nearest relative. So the community must protect the slayer from the avenger and escort the slayer back to live in the city of refuge to which he fled. There he must remain until the death of the high priest who was anointed with the sacred oil. But if the slayer ever leaves that city, and the avenger finds him outside the city and kills him, then it's not considered murder. The slayer should have stayed inside the city of refuge until the death of the high priest. But after the death of the high priest, the slayer may return to his own property. These are the legal requirements for you to observe from generation to generation, wherever you may live. All murderers must be put to death, but only if evidence is presented by more than one witness. No one may be put to death on the testimony of only one witness. Also, you must never accept a ransom payment for the life of someone judged guilty of murder and subject to execution. Murderers must always be put to death, and never accept a ransom payment from someone who has fled to a city of refuge, allowing a slayer to return to his property before the death of the high priest. This will ensure that the land where you live will not be polluted, for murder pollutes the land, and no sacrifice except the execution of the murderer can purify the land from murder. You must not defile the land where you live, for I live there myself. I am the Lord, who lives among the people of Israel. Then the heads of the clans of Gilead, the descendants of Machir, son of Manasseh, son of Joseph, came to Moses and the family leaders of Israel with a petition. They said, "Sir, the Lord instructed you to divide the land by sacred lot among the people of Israel. You were told by the Lord to give a grant of land owned by our brother Zelophehad to his daughters. But if they marry men from another tribe, then their grants of land are going to go with them into the tribe in which they marry. And then in this way, the total area of our tribal land will be reduced. When the year of Jubilee comes, their portion of land will be added to that new tribe, causing it to be lost forever to the ancestral tribe." So Moses gave them this command from the Lord. The claim of these men from the tribe of Joseph is legitimate. This is what the Lord commands concerning the daughters of Zelophehad. Let them marry anyone they like as long as it is within their own ancestral tribe. None of the territorial land may pass from tribe to tribe, for the land given to each tribe must remain within the tribe for which it was first allotted. The daughters throughout the tribes of Israel, who are in line to inherit property, must marry within their tribe, so that all the Israelites will keep their ancestral property. No grant of land may pass from one tribe to another. Each tribe of Israel must keep the allotted portion of land. The daughters of Zelophehad did as the Lord commanded. So Milah, Tirzah, Hoglah, Milcah, and Noah all married cousins on their father's side, so they married into the clans of Manasseh, son of Joseph. Thus their inheritance of land remained within their ancestral tribe. These are all the commands and regulations that the Lord gave to the people of Israel through Moses, while they were camped on the plains of Moab beside the Jordan River, across from Jericho. Thanks for listening. We'll talk again tomorrow.